What is going on, everybody? It is Wristlock MMA, and today I'm here with professional fighter Brennon, the Marshall Mellgren. How are we doing today, Brennon?
Doing pretty good, Alex. Doing pretty good.
That's good to hear. You got a fight coming up in a couple days. Why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we're fighting a good buddy of mine, Lindsey Hudson, for WFC 179 this Saturday. So
Co-main event.
co-main event. Yep,
Let's
yep.
go.
Should be
Excited.
the main.
Right. What can you do?
Is what it is though. Yep.
Right.
Hey, maybe this is a good thing though. Most people want to leave by the end of the night. So
Right. What do you know about your opponent for this one?
he's a he's a hardcore wrestler. I know he's got hands. I'm not gonna take that from him. We do MMA, but yeah, I know he's got a relentless pursuit behind him with a strong wrestling background. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so solid ground game, and that's really what the camp was based around, was that ground game. We got the hands, we know that, so keep the tools sharp, but the focus is the ground here. So
Mhm. So speaking on camp, how did the camp go for this one? Was it a shorter camp, long camp? What happened with
it
that?
was kind of the mix. Excuse me. Yeah, it was a mix. The camp was really good. Things are still going really good. It's been kind of all over the place, not just one spot. Like most of my camps have been. We've been over at a good buddy of mine, Keegan Gedrich, Savage.
Pro fighter,
We
yep, he's
it,
got a fight coming up at I think it's in North Dakota, damn near.
is it
Somewhere off
Fury?
the map. Yeah, it's for
Fury.
Fury FC. He's fighting a former Fury FC champ, so he's a
Yeah,
savage
so
for sure.
they have a bunch of solid wrestlers at that camp or at that gym. I was doing some work with our coach Alex Brockway over at Titletown, Green Bay, and then we do a little bit at the Y. That's where most of my condition goes, and the rest at Gnosis Combat Sports in Fond du Lac. So home base.
Home base out there, Coach Kevin out there, and that's been
Yep, Coach Kevin, Tiffany, Kurt, all of them.
giving work. Last time out, you were at APFC, picked up your first professional win. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was exciting. I had my debut for them as well. Didn't go my way. Short wrestler guy, big head, and it really lit the fire for the camp leading up to my second fight. And the intensity was different. The everything about it was different. The confidence was there.
The
I
diamond was there.
exactly the diamond was there.
Got
I
to
mean,
shout him out
gotta win
after a
in front
little
of the
bit.
diamond. Yeah.
Right, can't lose in
So
front of him.
so that was pretty cool. But yeah, that fight, it was just awesome from start to end. So
So how did you kind of get into this one? I know there's kind of a funky backstory with how you got this fight.
yeah, yeah. So back in, what was it, July? Yeah, I think either July or August. I can't remember. But I got actually you had sent me a thing about a kickboxing tournament,
Yep,
and I
at Rockfest.
decided to sign up for it. And Matt, the promoter, got back to me pretty dang quick, and he was like, "Love to have you." He gave us a campground and free tickets for the shows and stuff, and so we went out there, and it was a weird thing, man. It was a They kept advertising it as like a kickboxing tournament, but it was really like a sparring exhibition kind of deal.
Okay.
And it was a 3 night thing, and it was pretty solid. It was
Put on
how
a
I
show?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, they put on a show, a lot of striking, dropped some people. Sadly, I wasn't
Finished
supposed to,
up.
but
Gotta do what you
got the
gotta
crowd
do.
going. Yeah, it was
Right.
pretty cool. I got to meet a slap box or power slap guy.
AJ Hints, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Static slap.
Static slap. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
he's a
seen he's
beast.
been around like since Power Slap started. I thought that was pretty cool. You got to meet him, and I know he's from some res. I don't know. Do you know where he's from? I don't
I
know.
don't definitely some
Somewhere in
res, though.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
It's either Wisconsin or Michigan. I know he's from.
hardcore music festival fan.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
I know I've seen him at a couple of them. He seems like a cool dude. I think he's fighting again or I don't know what you
Yeah,
call
doing
it.
power
He's
slaps.
slapping again pretty soon.
Slapping
He's got an
again. There you go.
event. Would you ever do power slap? He
If I
said.
if I was offered like 150 to 200 grand to
I
flip
think they
a
get
coin,
10 grand. They
no,
get 10 grand.
not doing
No,
it.
not even getting the little
I'm
exposure
not gonna
they
like
get.
watch myself lose a 50-50 and then get knocked out in one slap.
Right. No, I don't like the fact that you
I'd do
can't
bare
defend
knuckle over
yourself.
that. I mean, I got a talent right here. So.
No, he's got. I don't know if the camera can see it, but
I
this
don't
dude
know.
has a
That's
actual titty on his knuckle right
that's a
now.
Gatorade bottle cap.
Crazy. So back to your opponent. He trains at Pura Vida. Obviously, you fought someone from Pura Vida before. We've trained with them guys before. Dante's got an opponent from Pura Vida.
Yeah.
So what is it kind of like fighting a guy that you've trained with or even just trained around?
So there's mixed feelings about it. Obviously, nobody wants to fight a friend
Mhm.
or even a brother, if you want to call it that. It's tough. But in this kind of business, at this level of business,
Right.
we're both professionals. We know what it is. We're in the same weight class, both with the same goal in mind. And so, yeah, we're treating this as business, meaning, he's in there to hurt me. I'm in there to hurt him, put each other away, whatever it is. We're fighting each other in front of our families. So,
Right.
for those that think it might be a fluke, some bull crap and stage whatever, it's not. This is a real fight, and I can proudly say that I can trust this guy not to pull out because I do know him so well. And yeah, it's just I think that's important because I've had, I don't know, 4 fights this summer fall through, and
That's never fun. Training for a fight, getting ready for it, and then week of or 2 weeks out, it falls out. So it's definitely good having someone you can count on.
My official pro debut was supposed to be against Chris Sanchez, and he ended up getting a cut above his eye. Ruben Johnson, the Superman.
Shout out Ruben Johnson, Superman.
For real, shout him out.
If you know, you know. You probably don't, but if you know,
he's a legend.
You know.
Yeah, we flew him out from Vegas for the day of weigh-ins just to have commission shut it down. So it sucks when fights fall through, man. It sucks.
It definitely does. And this one, back up to 55. Last one's at 45. You're back to 55 for this one?
So the last one was a catchweight. My last 2 fights were actually catchweight.
Yeah.
Yep, catchweight's at 50. And this one's at 55. Yeah, we both agreed not to cut weight because why would you cut weight if you don't? If you both agree.
Both know what you weigh and both.
Exactly. Yeah. So 155 is the goal, or sorry, the weight, and yeah.
Does that seem like where you're gonna want to stay is 55, or can you see yourself going back to 45?
I could definitely, if I would just maintain the weight I'm at and not bulk up to 180 like I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The reason why I made the move up is because I wrestled in high school at 145, and I'm 26 now, grown ass man.
Right.
It's just why
body's adjusting,
yeah.
Right?
My body's adjusting. I gotta move up. And I just feel good at 155. I feel fast, feel healthy. Cardio's good, strength is good, and yeah, I don't have to worry about packing on so much weight. We fought in Colorado, Dante and I, a few years ago, and I was 146 at weigh-ins, 173 going into the fight. So that's, I fluctuate and put on weight very well. So
right.
Yeah.
So speaking on your Denver fight, the tournament, can you tell the people kind of what that was?
Yeah. So it was a tournament called King of Sparta.
Mm.
It was the promoter Jeff Ciceros. I forgot how you say it. Jeff, real cool dude. He presented the opportunity to me. And it entails a boxing match going. It's all the same night. Boxing match going into kickboxing, and if you win that, it goes into MMA. So single elimination. If you win, you go up the steps, and it was for, I believe, a $3,000 sponsorship.
Oh,
so pretty cool.
Big for an amateur, right?
Yeah, for an amateur, that was huge. I think the pros got a $10,000 sponsorship, and yeah, I actually had one of my favorite fights. I hold this victory pretty high above my head because. This guy, I believe his name was Christian Hightower, cool nickname, C4. I believe he was like undefeated, if not had 1 loss. He had like 10 wins or something pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I ended up beating him in a decision. So it was pretty cool to have that hand raised against a guy like that. So
yeah, it was crazy seeing you box. Literally, probably like 20, 25 minutes after he gets done with that, get ready to go. You're kickboxing now.
15 minutes later.
Yeah. It was crazy, and then same night, Dante fought for a kickboxing amateur title. So we had a bunch of fights going on.
That cage was shaking.
Yeah, cage was crazy.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Two big ass dudes. Yeah, that was 2 Andre Johnson against even a bigger dude that he was fighting. So obviously Dante just got the UFC contract, signed off the Contender Series. He's a teammate of yours. What did that do for you, and what did it show you that's possible?
Yeah. So first off, I'm just real proud of the guy. His work has paid off tremendously, and he preaches the Lord and really spreads the word of our Lord Savior Jesus Christ, and it just shows what hard work can do. He puts everything into this craft, and he's in there every single day, whether it's his home gym or some type of gym or just whatever it is. He's so involved, and that's why he's in the position he's in. He hasn't let off the gas not once. He went from 297 pounds to making his UFC debut at 185 pounds. That's not easy. Inside of 4 years, that's not easy.
Right.
That is true dedication. And yeah, hats off to Dante. And it's really been a big inspiration because I feel like I've been a part of this journey since the beginning.
You were there his first day, your first day. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys were right in the gym together. I remember you guys sparring. I brought you in there,
Yeah.
and frickin', you guys were going at it first day. I think he hit him
First day, and then
you
for
hit him with a
years
teep or
after.
a body cross, and
Yeah,
he
teep
puked
kick.
end up after.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
ended up puking.
It was a projectile vomit right to my feet.
That was funny. I'll
Yeah,
never forget that day. You guys were actually trading leather. Didn't even know each other. First time they met each other, and they were just giving it to each other.
I was scared.
You're probably 170. He's probably 280.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. He was a big boy back then with a big beard too. So,
Right.
like,
That was even scarier, right? He had a big long beard and shit. So yeah.
but
Definitely a different Dante.
100%, and it's just you could see the mindset shift. He went from, of course I want this, to, I got this, and we're not going to stop going for it.
Right.
So it's
not even a question what he's trying to do
no,
now.
no. I mean he's been knocked out before, and you could see there's people who have lost fights or been knocked out or whatever it is, and they just kind of fall off. They start questioning, why am I doing this? Should I be doing this? It was no question for him. It was back to the gym. We're doing it right. We're back to training. We're getting that next fight, and we're gonna show him like who I am and what I'm about. It was a fluke, and he's done just that. So
yeah, he's definitely picked it up big time, and I'm proud of him just as well. It's been crazy seeing his success. So back to you, Brennan. So in your fights, how do you stay like mentally sharp beforehand when you're back, getting your hands wrapped before the fight, hitting pads? How do you stay mentally sharp? Because I see you and you seem pretty ready before every fight, locked in, know what you need to do. How is that?
That's a good question. So my biggest thing is understanding that nerves are good. You know, everybody's nervous in a fight. So, you know, you got your family there, you got your friends there, people are watching on live, whatever it is, or they're there in person. There's so much at stake that you start getting real nervous, and if you just accept and understand that that's okay, everyone else feels the same way, it really calms you down. And one thing that's really been helping me lately is I've been praying a lot before my fights, and it just kind of fuels me. It makes me feel good. I know he's listening. I know God's listening to me, and that's really what starts the fire. And now the job is ready to be started. So once we make that walk, it's just intense. It's intensity, and it's I don't know. Nothing feels better than it. I used to tell people my very first fight is as fun as it was. It felt like, and I've heard people say this before. It felt like shackles being taken off of me, like I was being walked to a jail cell or something, and then they're like, "Here you go, you're free." That's how it felt. It was like, it just blew my mind. I was like, that's when I knew I really wanted to do this stuff, and so yeah, ever since that day, it's been a wake up call that just gotta calm yourself down, really accept and believe that your training has been enough to do the work you're about to do. So that's really what it comes down to. Right. It's just staying calm before the storm. You hear it all the time, especially in a sport like this. So if you could just stay calm, and have the right mindset, you'll be fine.
You've been pro now for a little bit over a year. What are your goals for the next year for yourself? If you win this fight, or when you win this fight, what do you see the next steps for yourself?
I like that, when you win this fight. Yeah, so I need to stay active. It's as simple as that. I have the same goal in mind as Dante, and it's a lot of other pro fighters. And the only way to get to that goal is to stay active. Get your name out there, show people what you can do. I'm not fighting once a year, once every other year. It's got to be active. I got to have that resume starting to build. Right now I'm 1-1 with one first round submission, and it's nice that it was first round because I have five other fights that were first round. So we're just gonna continue that train, and
that's what people like to see. They like to see those
like
finishes. They don't like decisions, and you've definitely shown that in your career.
I had that boxing fight like we were talking about. That was a decision, but it was fight of the night. That was pretty cool.
Right, entertaining, all action. So even when you do go decision, it's
active.
It's gonna be
action packed.
It's gonna be a good fight for sure. Speaking on your fights, what is your favorite fight of your career?
My favorite fight would have to be my fight against Brian Jordan, another Pura Vida guy. So this Lindsey Hudson would be the second guy I fight from Pura Vida. But I have to say Brian Jordan because they just didn't think I had what it took. So it really got to me. I was like, man, they're really, really coming after me like that. It just kind of blew my mind. I had a pretty decent resume going into that fight. I did just miss weight for my first title fight before that, but dude, I missed by like a pound. It was so stupid that they didn't take that fight. But hey, I have a job to do, and I failed that, so I take full accountability. But 2 weeks later, we got that fight against Brian Jordan, and they told me, well, they told the world or the MMA community that he was going to beat me on the ground, submission, whatever. If it was on the feet, he was going to win by knockout or decision. Either way, he was winning the fight. They had me they gave me like an 11% chance.
Yeah,
So
on Tapology.
So-
Picks.
you know, putting the striking on him early on, to going to the ground, to reversing him and submitting him in the first round, doing everything they said he'd do to me to him,
Mhm.
it just felt great. And then, it was my first time jumping on the cage too, so that was pretty awesome. Seeing all my fans blow up, seeing his side just being silent.
Right.
Even the promoter was heavy for Brian Jordan. He didn't talk to me after that. So, and actually, if not to talk down on this promotion, because great promotion.
Not around no more.
That also, that was the only time they never posted the venue. So you can't find that fight anywhere. I got it though. So yeah,
He's got it though. It's hidden. You can't find it. Brennon can. Wristlock can find it. So can Brennon.
It might be posted.
not-
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I was there for that. That was in Sheboygan. That was a really good finish. Definitely an amazing fight, and one that,
Thank you.
you know what I'm saying, a lot of people didn't think you were going to win.
Yeah.
You came through, shown that you had it on the feet, proved that you had it on the ground, got the finish in the first round. Really exciting fight. You said you didn't really like that promotion. What is the favorite promotion you have fought for? You fought for a decent amount of them so far. APFC, Three River Throwdown,
Yep.
Sparta.
China, yeah.
Yeah, you have plenty of them. What has kind of been your favorite promotion to fight for?
So it's a toss-up between 3RT and Colorado's Sparta. The reason being for Sparta is because Jeff, the promoter, was just such a cool guy. He flew us out pretty early to get used to elevation. And, he just had a solid venue. A lot of cool people were there, a lot of big stars. And it was just a cool venue. I love when the crowd's super engaged as well. And somehow being, an out-of-towner, it was pretty loud in there for me. So that was pretty cool. But 3RT is definitely up there because I fought for them the most. I fought three fights before my title fight. And then after my title fight, I fought for the second belt. So I was their first double champ, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool
45
title.
and
Yeah.
55
Yep.
pound champ,
Yep.
savage.
Yeah, so that, they hold a special place in my heart. There's a lot of my amateur career spent there. So definitely 3RTs.
That's dope. Yeah, another thing that we didn't mention about Sparta either is, so they had the tournament of fights, you know what I'm saying, boxing, kickboxing,
yeah.
MMA. They have the cage next to the ring, so they had both of them. Not just one of
Very
them, you're not
strange.
fighting in both. They had an octagon there, and they had a boxing ring there. So it's kind of, they weren't both going at the same time, but just like, it kept going back and forth between boxing and MMA. So that,
Yep.
you don't see that anywhere, so that was really cool. And
Yeah, they had a lot of cool stuff to bring to the table.
Right.
Something you don't normally see.
there's
Jeff-
some UFC fighters there, too.
Exactly.
Drew Dober, forget who else was there. Dustin Jacoby was the other UFC fighter that I seen there. So that was definitely a really nice promotion from Sparta and Denver at elevation too. So
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
crazy
That-
you're going back to back fights.
Getting used
At
to that was
elevation.
different. I underestimated it. And the day of the fights, I climbed the mountain. I think we went like 2,000 feet in the air. Big mistake. My
Big
legs
mistake.
felt it later.
I bet. Yeah. All right, Brennan. So we talked about your first fight. What kind of brought you to fighting? I know you wrestled in high school. What was kind of the thing that brought you to mixed martial arts?
Yeah, it's kind of a question I've always been asking myself. It just kind of found me, and I think with people that get to the level I'm at, that's just how it goes. I mean, first off, nobody really wants to fight. If you do, you're just kind of mentally ill.
Great. No, there's
Yeah.
some people. I don't know. I'm
Like
pretty
Jeremy
sure Dante
Stevens, Mike Perry.
Lockjaw
That is true.
Johnson,
That man just wants to.
He might want to just fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
fighting before he was getting paid to fight.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it just kind of found me. It's really shaped my character, to be honest. I was kind of a loose cannon growing up. Moved here from Texas, had a pretty rough childhood growing up, and I just kind of brought that same energy to here, and going through school and stuff. I was just kind of an aggressive child, and so I needed to calm that down. So after my first time wrestling, it really shaped me up, and I realized, I had something to focus on for the first time, and I really, I told myself after my first season of wrestling, I was like, I don't want to be like my dad. Can't be that guy. And it just, it really kicked me into gears. So after taking my first fight, kind of got a big head. It was a first-round knockout against some 24-year-old that was 18.
How can you not either, though? You know what I'm saying? 18 years old, get a big knockout.
Yeah.
Fucking
so
anybody's head
body
would be
kick.
the size of
Yeah,
it.
I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Then I took my second fight against some stud, scary-ass dude. The record was wrong when we were getting ready for it, and then they announced it, and I was like, what?
That is not who we accepted against.
Yeah, exactly. And that ended up being a bloodbath until the last bell. Yeah, I didn't get my hand raised, but it was my wake-up call. I ended up taking 3 years off of that, off of the sport, just so I could properly train and get ready for my next fight, which ended up being through UMA against Nick Winters. So
that was a big one.
That was huge, man.
Big knockout.
That dude was unconscious for 5 minutes.
I remember seeing. I wasn't there live for that one, but I remember seeing the video and I was like, "Dang,
dude!"
He was a police officer too.
He was. He was. Poor man in blue. Anyways, I remember I was talking to Lockjaw, to Dante, and I asked him a stupid question. I was like, "Dude, do you think I have knockout power?" He just started laughing at me. He was like, "Are you stupid?" Right. And then that happened. 53-second knockout, and so. Yeah, that really sparked it up for me again. The 3 years paid off, and now we just got to keep that ball rolling and get after it. But if I really had to narrow it down to what got me into fighting, I would say just me wanting to better myself. Honestly, I just thought this was the perfect way to do it. The military denied me because of my heart, so I was like, shit, what else do I do? So found this.
Haven't looked back since.
Never thought about anything else, honestly.
Yeah.
Besides building a family, but that comes with it. So.
Right. Do that while you're doing this.
Exactly.
So what kind of hobbies does Brennon have outside of fighting? What do you do when you're not fighting?
Yeah, I got ADHD, so I try about everything.
Everything?
I'm in everything. I dabble in music. I play a lot of guitar. I started with the saxophone, got into piano. Just about any instrument you give me, I'll figure it out. I did parkour for a little bit. That was fun. Gymnastics, but I never was in gymnastics, so that was cool. Drawing was a big thing. Mainly graffiti, but, like I said, I like to dabble in anything. If it's new, I'm going to try it for sure, and I'm a hands-on guy, so, if I see it or try it, it's probably going to come to me pretty easily. If I had to say my best sport, it would be baseball. Yeah. Like, I should have stayed with baseball. Dude, I love that sport. I do bar league softball, and I decided to be a sub this year. I think I played 4 games. I had 6 home runs or some shit like that. So pretty cool.
Dang. All right. All right. I see you. Yeah. Big hitter, home run.
Big hitter. I was the cleanup
hitter.
In
the cage and outside the cage.
There you go.
Big hitter both ways. Is there anybody that you'd want to thank, sponsors wise, or that's helped you out in this camp?
Absolutely. So I gotta give thanks to all my sponsors. I need to give thanks to the bar on Lindale. It's a sports bar. The bar, not just any bars. The bar. They're pretty cool. We host UFC events there, and mainly it's the big ones, but they do
pay-per-views.
Yeah, they do all the UFC events there, but I always get like a group together for the big ones. And so they treat me really well. I got to give my thanks to Hoagie's new bar over here in Oshkosh. Matt Morgan has been helping me out so much through this career. Whether
shout
it's
out Matt.
Yeah, shout out Matt, man. He's the man. Whether it's for the sport or just life experiences itself. Like if I'm struggling, he's one of the first people to reach out to me. So shout out Matt. I got to give thanks to Bottoms Up. It's another bar. Tyler's a great guy. He took this sponsor pretty short notice, and he was like, I'm all for it. So we put him on the shorts. We got Lanza Home Improvement. They're out of Milwaukee, which is pretty interesting that he decided to sponsor me because I can't really do much for him. Right. But it's just the support that matters to me, so that's awesome.
Good man right there,
absolutely, good man. Greek Fit. I was going to wear the sweatshirt, but they make a lot of really cool gym apparel. So shout out Max. Go check him out on Instagram at Greek Fit. Got to give a shouts to Malta Apparel. That's where I got this hat from. They all their gear is to represent our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and it's just real cool, man. They make some really cool streetwear. And a lot of people think, like I want to get something that's, God related, but they don't want to look too cheesy. Like sometimes that's, portrayed that way. Not them. They do good. So shout out to them. True Form, Valley Spine and Sport out in Appleton. Alex Taplin's the doctor there, guys. He's a beast. You got to check him out. He hooks all his people up. They give thanks to my best friend Ben. He owns a laundromat here in town.
Yes,
so, we throw him on the short to support. on the shorts to support him, and as well as his dad. He owns Oshkosh Glass Company here in Oshkosh, and yeah, they've always been supportive of the whole journey. So got to give my thanks.
That's dope. Got a lot of good people looking out for him. If anybody out there watching is looking to sponsor him or know anybody that's looking to sponsor, hit him up on Instagram at Marshall MMA. Obviously, not just sponsors, but all fighters kind of need somebody else to kind of be in their corner, help them through these camps, keep them going forward. Who is that for you?
I would have to go to my girlfriend Brianna. She's been the foundation of this whole thing, really. I mean, I've done it for a while without her, but having her in my corner, I see the difference. It's insane because before getting ready for a fight, it's just me. If I wake up and choose not to go to the gym, I might choose that option. If I say that to her, it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, lose your fight. And it's like, shit, no, you're right. I got to go to the gym. I got to get this working. So having her in my corner, whether it's helping me stay strict on my weight cut, keeping my mind right, if I'm nervous, she'll talk to me, all this stuff. She's just amazing for the job, and I'm really glad that, God put her in my life because it's just been a blessing having her around. So yeah, shout out Brianna.
Yeah, shout out to Brianna. That's a big thing for fighters. Not a lot of people think about this, but I mean, when you're not in the cage, you have a lot of time to think to yourself and get into trouble because you're not working a normal job. I mean, some people are when you're first starting, but you got to be locked in when it comes to fighting, and you need someone that can kind of help you out and keep you focused and keep you locked in.
Absolutely,
so it's definitely a big support to have.
Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people don't see in this fight game. You got NFL players, NBA, all those. They're all paid very well. People think in MMA you get paid well. Like, oh, you made $4,000 in one night, $5,000 one night. That's a lot of money for one night. Well, you didn't see the 4-month fight camp that I went through where I wasn't working, struggling with bills just to get paid $5,000. Do the math. That doesn't add up.
Right.
So it's tough out here, man. Until you really make that. That's the thing I always tell people. UFC is the NFL of fighting.
Right.
Dante's fought for some amazing promotions. He's never seen a jump that big, going from Fury to Dana White Contender Series. The jump, you got cameras in your face. You're doing so much different things, and it's a giant jump. So people don't understand that. It's not every promotion and organization is not like the UFC. So
it's definitely all different. The pays are different. How you're treated is different. The way everything goes down is different. But now you're getting close to where you're getting a call from, one of these Bellator or one. Would you see yourself kind of, if they called? I mean, obviously you want to fight for anybody and they're a pretty big name, but could you see yourself it's not if or, so it's not like UFC or PFL or this. But do you think you could see yourself fighting for PFL or fighting for
one dude, a fight's a fight, man. If I get a call like that, I'm taking it. I mean, that's huge. I'm used to fighting for, these small promotions, which is a blessing itself. But yeah, somebody like one or PFL, UFC, whatever it is, even Bellator, if they called, I'm taking it. We're talking to coach. We're sitting down. We're making a game plan. We're going to take the fight. That's how it is. I need these fights. So
right, might as well keep them coming.
Exactly. And shit, who knows? Maybe a lot of these athletes make a home at these promotions. One pays pretty good. PFL pays pretty good. They got that $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, bro. So $1 million. That's a lot of money.
Sir.
You don't see UFC handing that out. So.
Right. No, not to most guys. Some guys get that $1 million,
but Conor McGregor status.
Not most. So back on your fight this weekend. In a perfect world, how does it go? Give me the full breakdown for it, Brennon.
I was about to just say right up, knock him out. If I had the perfect vision for this fight, it's a first round knockout. That is the perfect vision for this fight. We go in there, we get out healthy and fast. We go home and celebrate. That's the perfect vision. But I know who Lindsey is as a fighter, as a man, and he's going to bring a lot to the table. He's relentless. So we're just going to stick to the game plan. I trust my coaches. I trust myself and my work ethic. And, I'm going to bring it to him just as much as he's going to bring it to me. So if I had to predict, if I was a critic looking at our records, looking at our amateur records, what we do, I would predict that second round finish. I don't have many fights going decision, and either does he. So second round finish. That's my guess. That's my prediction.
Second round for For a guy that usually gets the finish in the first round, second round's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes 2 tries
You
to
get the
something
jitters
good.
out. Yeah, exactly. You get the jitters out. Maybe you missed a shot that was supposed to land in that first round, but now you got the calculations right. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Brennon will be the co-main event for WFC 179. It was a pleasure talking to him. I appreciate him taking his time out to come do this before he's got to go weigh in tomorrow. Wristlock will be there with him live recording at the fights, at the weigh-ins, getting everything down. That video will be dropping a little bit after this one. We got the Dante Johnson Dana White Contender Series video dropping pretty soon. That's going to be a banger.
That's going to be cold.
It's going to be a banger for sure. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already. If you haven't already, follow Brennon on Instagram. What is it? At Marshall MMA?
Yeah, Marshall.MMA. Yeah.
Marshall.MMA. So follow him on there. Show him some love. I appreciate anybody that's watching. Brennon, any final words?
God bless. God bless. That's all I can say. God bless.
God bless then. Everybody have a great day. Peace.